Hi everybody, it's Emma Roberts from the Overseas Office and as you know I'm part of the TR strategy team. I've been asked to come up with a strategy for candidate cleanse to support branches in this time of school close down where we have an opportunity to really clean up our candidate data. So the first thing is, before I go into how we're going to manage our lists, what lists we're going to call, and how we're going to monitor that data, the really important thing that all of you must do is watch the TR Data Integrity Part 1 video that I created, and I can see that there's only 4 views on the TR Part 1 video. This is really important to get a context as to why we're doing it, and then to follow on and watch TR Data Integrity Part 2, which shows you the new way to code candidate data on the system. And we need all the data there so that we can find candidates really easily, segment them, and be quicker and more efficient in finding candidates within the system. So please make sure you watch those 2 videos before you go on to do your candidate cleanse. I know all branches have started to call round, I can see from the records that I've created. But what it will require is for you to go back to those candidates and make sure, if you have information coming from those teachers, that you fill out every part of the candidate records so that we're in a position where we can find and segment those candidates really easily. So what I've done today is I've created for each branch a candidate cleanse list, and this is based on those candidates that are in the available teacher pool that have a candidate status of prospect or not available, not available or not applicable, actually, sorry. And I've also created a list of candidates that have been called, and I've put this date as the 16th of March onwards. So they will move between lists. So I've created a dashboard which shows all of the candidates that Watford still need to call. In this example, they've got 404 candidates still to call. And before the 16th of March, there were 1,100 candidates they needed to call. So I've set that as the target for each branch. And these are the people that they've called so far. Out of that 1.1 K of teachers, they've called 524, and they've got 404 to go. So as teachers are called from this 404, they will drop off this dial here and they'll move over to this dial. So what we want to see is that needle moving towards 1.1, and this dial here, or this 404, reducing down to 0. So every day calls are made by the Watford team, and it's logged under activity history. This number will reduce and this number will increase, showing that you've cleansed your data, your candidate data, and it's increased to 1.1, which means you've done a complete ring around of the candidates we've given you in these lists. Just looking at the lists for Watford, the candidates that have been called, that's fantastic. You can see by activity history that they've been called. A lot of them have been called yesterday. However, when these calls have been made, some of the information has been updated, but not all. So resource status type is missing. The available date is missing. Source category in some of these candidates is missing, their region, their preferred LEA, and there's no candidate alert notes. So we need to make sure for every single person that we're calling, if we're taking the time to call them, we need to make sure all of the data is filled out. And as I said before, if you've watched those 2 videos, Data Integrity on TR Part 1 and Part 2, you will see the new way that we need to code candidates moving forward. And it's really important that we have all data filled out. And I imagine Jen, Nyla and Claire will be doing spot checks on these lists of candidates that have been called. And I guess if they're blank, you'll be asked to call those candidates again to update them to make sure we've got all of the data in the same place. The other thing I've done is you can refer to this dashboard to see how this dial is reducing and this one's going up to reach your target of called candidates. The other thing is that I've done a consultant call leaderboard. So this shows the amount of calls that have been made to teachers and the types of calls that have been made. So blue means that no one's logged what the outcome has been. Left message obviously is light blue, and then you can see the other ones here. So left messages is not ideal. What we want to see is the oranges and the reds and and these other ones here. So that will keep a log of how many calls people are doing over time, just to show the productivity of people working from home and what we're achieving as a branch and as a company. So if you can make sure that you follow this procedure, all you need to do is obviously click into your particular branches list and divide it up amongst you. As soon as someone's been called and the activities logged, it will drop off this list here, and it will move over to the followed up list. So hopefully that makes sense. Good luck, everybody, and I'm looking forward to getting some clean data and being able to find candidates quickly for jobs when this COVID crisis is over. Thanks a lot for listening.